The holy sacrifice of the Mass is that moment when eternity breaks into human timeline, when heaven touches earth, when divinity mingles with humanity. In Genesis chapter 3, we heard of how God visits Adam and Eve in the Garden of Eden in the cool of the day. I imagine that this happened frequently. That is exactly how God comes to us at Mass every single day. Our encounter with God is God's project. It's God's initiative. Our God is one who reaches out to us, who stoops down to our level, who comes to our garden of the church. However, many times, like Adam and Eve, though we are in the garden of the church, which now fulfills the Garden of Eden, when God comes looking for us, He finds us hiding. It is either we hide under the weight of our sins, or for some people, under the veil of a limited or lack of understanding of the many elements, signs, symbols, and sacramentals that are employed during Mass to lead us to this divine encounter. The real tragedy is when the meanings of these elements are lost to overfamiliarity. As such, we treat with contempt these spiritual realities. Let us meditate briefly on the air we breathe, which we often take for granted until we have difficulty in breathing. This is because breathing is constant and commonplace. We do it all the time without thinking about it. It's part of our reflexes. However, when you pay attention, you will notice that a lot goes on when we breathe. And with that consciousness comes the appreciation that you are healthy and alive. Likewise, the Holy Mass, though constant and commonplace amongst us Catholics, takes a conscious and deeper reflection to arrive at its richness and understand its complexities. Actually, the Mass is not complex. It is simple, and its simplicity depends on one's level of full, conscious, and active participation at Mass. Just like in breathing, our spiritual health could be measured by the extent of our full, conscious, and active participation at Mass. Most times, what is constant and commonplace we treat as unimportant. We just go through it without thinking or reflecting on the motion. We must not allow this to happen to the masses that we attend. And this is why we must catechize ourselves about the tripartite functions, that is, the history, the significance, and meaning of the different elements, actions, signs, gestures, and symbols used during Mass. And this is why I am beginning a series on the Mass, to first and foremost interpret the rites in the light of the events of salvation, meaning to arrive at the connection between the rites and the events of our salvation. Secondly, to present the meaning of the signs contained in the rites, especially in this age and time where many signs and symbols mean different things to different people. And finally, to bring out the significance of the rites for the Christian life, that is, the necessity of our subjective responses during the celebration of the rites. See you in the next video.